And suspected hoodlums breached the security at 2 correctional centers in Edo State.
The Nigerian Correctional Center located along Sapele Road in Benin City was invaded. Over 100 inmates set free. Despite the 24-hour curfew declared by the state government earlier in the day, suspected hoodlums also breached the security at Oko Prison, where over 2,000 inmates were freed, leaving about 9 persons dead.
Some of the fleeing inmates were seen making efforts to avoid being rearrested. Well, that incident yesterday came as a surprise for some persons.
Yes, a huge surprise for a lot of people. I mean, people taking advantage of the peaceful protest to release prisoners.
Yes, and which is why it has generated a lot of concern. People seemingly hijacking the whole protest, and that, they say, perhaps could cause some level of security breach. And the governor yesterday, placed a curfew, which is said to be in full force right now. And joining us via phone from Edo State is TVC correspondent Paul Ezenwa. Paul, good morning. Thank you for joining us. We know that about 8 persons were said to have died as a result of yesterday's jailbreak. What more do we know at this time? All right, Paul Ezenwa, our correspondent, will bring us details as we get along. But joining us now is security consultant Femi Aratokunle. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much. Yesterday's incident, the jailbreak 2 in Edo State, I wonder how concerning it is for you, because a lot of persons have been concerned since the protest began, talking about that the process could be hijacked by some interest. But what you saw yesterday, what do you make of it?
Good morning. Thank you, Nigerians, for having me once again. Let's start from commending the youths for what they've actually done. They've been pushed to the wall. We all know that. Now, I'm not saying they are revolting, but at least they are just voicing out their concerns. But my biggest problem is, yes, I think right now the government seems to be listening. Are they proactive or they are being reactive? It's another case we need to look into. But talking about the jailbreak, that is a very chaotic situation that we need to look into. Are they actually being hijacked with it or not? I do not have a clue. If it does not be hijacked, then we have a problem. So what we need to look into is this. What really happened in Edo State? How did Edo State went completely into a meltdown? Because what we saw right now is a meltdown situation, and what's going to happen today, we still don't know. So the government needs to have a quick hands and get things done the way it should be done.
All right. Let's quickly get to our correspondent, Paul Ezenwa, who is standing by to speak to us now. Paul, yesterday it is reported that about 8 persons died from the 2 incidents of the jailbreak. What more do we know at this time?
All right, so we'll get our correspondent Paul Ezenwa, possibly a network issue at this point. But looking at all of this now, Edo State, the government has declared a 24-hour curfew. Yet, we saw videos of people still out. What does this say about the resilience and the mindset of the youths towards good governance?
But it must be established that it was not the protesters
let's set the record straight. Let's set the record straight. This is a national broadcast right now. The protesters will never ever just go straight to the prison and just break the place up. It's not possible.
But video evidence showed they were not involved.
You can see people jumping from the fences and coming out. So what happened inside the prison?
So an insider could have...
there would definitely be somebody colluded or something happened. And it's not going to just be far-fetched. The security officers, the controller there, the warden staff, they've all got cases to answer. Now we have 2 situations. Convicts now outside, innocent people outside. How do we now separate them is the question in Edo State. And right now they'll be moving from Edo State to different states. Okay. So we have a problem. The government seems to have, been very slow to react to all this situation when it happened.
Which of the state government?
The state and the federal government.
What could they have done?
Look, this is what we call communication meltdown and breakdown.
It happened before in Syria. This is what we saw in Arab Spring, and it's about happening. If we do not get a grip, and we've listened to concerns, okay, let's come to round table. Let's have a dialogue.
How do we have a dialogue?
You need to have a dialogue by not just sitting or tweeting. We don't need the tweets. The government don't need any tweets right now. What they need is come out. Senators, lawmakers, come out. When you want to campaign, you are all out there. Now it's high time for you.
We see some state governors
where are the senators? Where are the senators is my question.
We see the senators
where are the
also
lawmakers?
speaking. The lawmakers have been
No.
speaking.
They are speaking in their bedroom. Come out.
In their bedroom?
Come out and look, the point is this.
When you say come out, maybe you need to put it to perspective.
Yes.
What you mean.
I want them outside to address the protesters. Not just by announcing in a different comfort zones. The youths are not at all in a comfort zone protesting. This is my own understanding of what is going on. I'm not trying to say the government will not listen, but they want to see people at least communicating with them.
All right.